Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm bringing you guys today the Pixel 7 and the Pixel 7a, and not really so much as an in-depth comparison, but just how they are in 2024. That's a question that people will definitely ask about the Pixel 7 and the 7a, as they're still pretty good options to pick up today, especially, if you're not going for the Pixel 8 or 8 Pro. Maybe the 7 Pro would be cool, but if your budget is a little bit below that, the 7 and the 7a are two good options to really kind of consider here. Now, of course, there are a couple of things that is different between these two devices, and there are things that are very similar between these two devices, which may influence your decision to purchase either or. The thing to kind of think about here is that the Pixel 7 is Google's flagship device, and it's just almost 2 years old, right? It's already had its 1 year anniversary. So it's a year-old device, Tensor G2, all that good stuff. The Samsung 50 megapixel camera sensor, and then an ultra wide camera sensor, which is very similar to the Pixel 7a, except that the 7a has a Sony camera sensor at 64 megapixels, and then you have the ultra wide. No telephoto on either one of these whatsoever. They're not too far off in size, just barely, just barely. The 7A is just barely shorter than the 7. So, well, as you can see distinctly, you can see a difference in the camera bar. The 7A's camera bar is a bit thinner than the 7's. And then, of course, the pill shape cutout is also bigger on the 7 than on the 7A. As far as displays are pretty nice. Well, actually, I haven't even turned on the Pixel 7. Let's get that powered on. Okay, so now we got both of them powered on. You can pretty much see the display itself, see the bezels and all that other stuff. The selfie cam hole punch cutout for the selfie cam itself. The displays are actually pretty nice. Either or. Both of them have 90 hertz refresh. So if you do care about that refresh rate as far as when you're scrolling, you'll get 90 hertz on either one of these. So that's pretty nice. Both are water and dust resistant. Just think IP68 on the Pixel 7, IP67 on the 7a. And both have wireless charging. However, the Pixel 7 has a much faster wireless charging than the 7a. I think the 7a is at 5 watts. So that's just something to kind of keep in mind. With them, their cameras, like I said, their cameras are pretty decent. I don't really see too much of a huge difference. Let's kind of get the 86 Corolla in the shot just to kind of see the light on it. And yeah, there's just not really much. Of course, the zoom is kind of the same, but the ultra wide is a bit different. You get 0.5 times on the ultra wide on the 7a and 0.7 times on the 7. So both of them record in 1080p 60 frames per second, so you don't really got to worry too much there. Again, same processing chip and all that. Different glass, plastic, even though this does really feel like glass, and it gets slippery like glass as well. It's actually plastic. And you can see where the plastic bonds to the side frame of the device on the 7a. Of course, you don't see that on the 7 because it is glass. So, yeah, just something to keep in mind. More durability, I would say, on the 7a. I've seen this drop. My wife has dropped it several times, and it's withstand a drop without a case. There is no case for this. I don't have one yet. I'm going to get one. I have cases for the 7. Just not going to be dumb and walk around with it without it being protected in a case. I mean, on my desk, it's fine. Drop, it'll be just fine. But yeah, dropping it to like tile floor, cement floor, yeah, that's not a very good thing. They both respond very, very well, to be quite honest with everybody. So not too big of a difference between these two devices. Really, when it comes to characteristics, behavior, and things like that, they pretty much perform identically. Again, the only thing that's going to be the difference here really is the main camera sensors, right? Those are going to be the main differences. Battery size, there's a little bit of difference in the battery size. Build quality is going to be the difference. And I guess, display size just a little bit. Nothing drastically different, I would say. Other than that, they're pretty similar. So it really comes to beg the question of which you should go for, the Pixel 7 or the 7a. Here's how I approach this and look at this when it comes to these two devices. Okay. If you want flagship, then you're going to go with 7. All right. Now, if having a flagship doesn't really bother you, because in my opinion, both of these are pretty much flagships. They're so identical. The A series, only thing that makes it considered a cheap Pixel is the fact that they use like plastic rather than glass. And they kind of cut corners in certain areas like the wireless charging and things like that. That would make this be basically like, you know, what they would say like the cheap Pixel. But it's not cheap as far as like material wise. Both of them perform identically. So in my opinion, I've always felt that the A series devices are pretty much like flagship. It's pretty much that. Now, if you want more durability, then you definitely want to go with the Pixel 7a. The reason why I say that is because plastic tends to hold up better on impact than glass, duh. And yeah, you know, you have that little bit of leeway. I'm not saying that I would take this and chuck this to the floor, no. But at least you have a greater survival chance on the drop with the Pixel 7a than you will with the Pixel 7. Drop this and you are going to shatter the back of it. And these are hard to replace and have it repaired, just saying, with people I spoke with at Asurion. So yeah, you definitely don't want to crack the back of this. Otherwise, you're going to be relying on skins to hide the imperfections of a broken device. Audio quality on both these things are just about the same. The 7a is a little bit quieter at times, but then again, you know, it's not like drastically different. And I think that was the thing here, and people question the existence of the Pixel 7a is what is the purpose of this phone if you have this? Because you can find the Pixel 7 for probably like 350 bucks, maybe even less depending on who's selling it. But you know, I would like of all the prices that I've seen for it being sold as used, I've seen it go for about 350 bucks to about $275, right? And a 7a, you know, you can find it on Amazon new for $399, a little bit less than that. So sometimes when you're looking for deals, the 7a would cost more than the 7. So you know, it would make more sense to kind of go with the 7. I mean, you know, you are getting what they consider to be their flagship over the 7a. But there's not anything drastically different that I would say this would overtake this any day of the week. They perform identically. So yeah, questioning the existence of the Pixel 7a is just one of those things where it's just like, why? But at the same time too, I'm still happy that we even have the 7a and looking forward to the 8A. So if there's any other questions about these two devices that you guys really have regarding them, let me know in the comment section of the video. And thanks for checking this out. Appreciate it. Smash the like button to help circulate this video. Would definitely appreciate that too as well. And I'll talk to you on the next one.